those guys that played before me, the Howes and the Richards and the Schmidts and the group that played prior to us made it possible for us to make a living and to carry on the tremendous name of the National Hockey League. During that span of the late 50s through the 70s, I'm of the opinion that that's when hockey was hockey. Now these kids coming on today will say it's because of them, but I say it's because of that original 6 group that played the game for the right reason. First of all, to make a boyhood dream come true, and then to entertain you people royally. That's why we played. We sure as hell didn't play to pad our bankroll. If they were knowledgeable hockey people and watched the original 6, they would have known that the greatest warriors of us all were those 5'7", 8, 9, 5'10", 165 to 85 pounders, like the Stan Mikitas and the Davy Keons and the Henry Richards and the Cornelius and that group that could play the game and give and take. They could take a hit from those big 200-pounders and they could give a hit. And that's what our game was built around, that type of player. The game changed when the Philadelphia Flyers won the Stanley Cup with the likes of the Schultz, Seleskis, DuPonts, Kellys, the Broad Street Bullies. They intimidated, and it went from there to Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em hockey. And every junior kid, every maybe midget kid that was drafted from that year on, and that would have been about 70, whenever the Flyers won. 76?
Correct.
Every midget that was drafted was 6 feet plus. 13 and 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids. And with Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em hockey, all the kids wanted to do was knock down, drag out. That's when the game changed. That's when the Mikitas, the Keons, and the Henry Richards and the Cornelius slipped under the rug. And these guys didn't get a chance to play, or they were bullied out of our game back in minor hockey and Bantam and midget hockey. It's only natural when a group of people pay the amount of money they pay, and there are 16,000 people plus wanting to see, wanting to be entertained for that amount of money they paid, and guys are going out there waltzing me around again, Willie, and not being entertained. That's what was so good about the original 6. They were entertained royally every night. And in order for some of these teams to put people in their building when they didn't know how to draft guys that could play all over the ice, that could skate and pass and think and position and shoot, they drafted these guys your size, 6 feet plus, 220 pound plus, and then they had a free-for-all out there, and that brought a lot of those people into the game that didn't understand the game and that loved to see action. That's when it all started. Well, I was just saying, I'm really glad that I'm beside my idol here, Robert Orr, and on the same line with a guy by the name of Gordon Howe, who in a day or so is going to be turning the big 80. I was 69 January 3rd, and I'm not looking forward to 70. But Gordy's in great shape and has been, as far as we're concerned, the greatest warrior of us all, year after year after year. He never let anyone down and played the game tough and for the people, for the fans. And I'm glad that I'm on that row. And of course, Bobby Orr could do more things in 1 minute than the rest of us could, and all evening. I remember playing in the '76 Canada Cup with Bobby, and that was his last hurrah, and his knee was so bad that he had to spend a couple of hours after every game or practice with 3 ice bags surrounding his knee just so he could walk. And he was better on one leg than the rest of us on 2, so you know how good he was. And it was just a shame he only had 10 short years to entertain the people royally as he did. As Glenn Hall would say, those general managers were dumb as shit, he said. They didn't know we'd have played for nothing, he said. And he's right, we would have played for nothing. That was our attitude back then. We played for the love of the game and to entertain you people, and for the pride of pulling that crimson sweater with Pierre Plot's picture on the front of it over our heads.